Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Twin Carbs. And obviously you can see today we're back in the MG ZS EV. This is a Mark 1 model. I've had it 3 years now, and I figured it was time to do a review. We really haven't seen much of the MG, even though it's been my daily driver for, well, the past 3 years. So in this review I want to tell you some of the plus points about EVs in general, I think, and specifically about this car, and some of the negative things, some of the things that have gone wrong with this car as well over that 3-year period. So when I first bought the car, it was a bit of a gamble, really. I'd been looking around for cars for some time. I'd previously had a huge Jaguar XJ R Sport, which, to be honest, wasn't the best car I've ever had, by a long way. But EVs were still relatively new. The MG ZS EV was, in all fairness, probably one of the cheaper cars that were available at the time. What I have seen in those 3 years is not only has technology improved massively, but the prices of cars have rocketed as well. And I think we're about to see a turn in that. The demand has dropped, probably in line with Rishi Sunak's recent announcement about extending the life of internal combustion engine vehicles to 2035. So hopefully, that drop in demand will be reflecting the drop in prices as well. So I think, as I was saying, this car is, I do follow a lot of different channels on Facebook and YouTube and stuff, and I hear a lot of complaints about different makes of cars, and the MGs included. And I have to say that this car has been able to evade any kind of issues whatsoever in terms of failing to charge, breaking down mysteriously and not moving again. I don't want to say these things too soon, obviously. Problems with seats bursting, bits of trim falling off, things like that. This car has been an absolute performer day in, day out. It's now 3 years old. You see, just under 27,000 miles on the clock, and it's never missed a beat in all that period of time. As I say, I use it as my daily driver. I usually travel less than 120 miles in any particular day. Occasionally I have to go beyond that, but in all honesty, I've never found charging an issue. I hate queuing for anything, but I've never had to queue for a charger. Maybe I've just been lucky. Having said that, I don't desperately go out my way to find the cheapest chargers or the free chargers, if there are any anymore. I drive the car. I enjoy driving it. When I need to charge, I stop and charge, and it's never really been a problem. So the car itself, it's difficult to tell over a period of 3 years. Has it got noisier? Maybe. The tyres are still in good condition. I would say that at least 5mm of tread on them. So they're not near needing changed at the moment. I know that EV tyres are a special manufacturing process designed to run smoother with less friction. Less friction means less wear, so possibly a harder compound, that kind of thing. But yeah, the brakes are in extremely good condition. Of course, you don't really use the brakes often. Slowing down, I normally just lift the foot off the accelerator, and the regen does the job for you. It's not quite single pedal driving, I think they call it nowadays, but I don't really see the attraction in that. It's a marketing ploy, and it's things that motor journalists push to the fore as if it were important. I don't know any petrol or diesel vehicle that has one pedal driving, so why EVs need to have it, I have no idea. As far as the service history goes with this, I still have just over 98% of battery state of health, so it's not going to let me down anytime soon, I hope. And all in all, generally, it's been a fantastic car. Bad points. I don't think there are any, to be honest. The car's fast enough when you want it to be. It's nippy. The only issue that I can think of that's occurred is occasionally, maybe once or twice in the 3 years of ownership, the door mirror on the passenger side has failed to fold in when I turn the engine off, or when I turn the car off. It's hardly a first world problem, is it, really? You can reset it from the door mirror button on the dash here, but I find that if you leave it alone, it will sort itself out in a day or so anyway. So no great shakes there. Battery power, well, I haven't gone far today so far. I'm currently on the M8, somewhere between Edinburgh, heading for Glasgow, and I am sitting at 3 miles per kilowatt hour. Temperature is a sultry, a balmy, in fact, 9 degrees centigrade, and I'm doing 70 miles an hour when I can, when I'm not stuck behind a lorry. Now, some people might think 3 is quite low for this kind of car. Maybe it's just the way I drive it, but it's probably because I use the car for work. I need to carry a fair bit of tools and test equipment in the car when I go to see customers. So that's in the boot. It's got a massive boot, and I'll try and show you that at some point in the video, just how much stuff I can fit in there. Occasionally I put roof bars on the roof, or crossbars on the roof, to put ladders on. Once or twice I've had to do that, but I've never really noticed a massive reduction in miles per kilowatt hour as a result. Perhaps I should try running the car with no luggage or no equipment in the boot, no tools, and see if that improves. But really, if I get an extra couple of kilowatt per hour, what's that going to give me? I think an extra 20 miles or something like that. It's neither here nor there. So going back to the technology, not only has the car technology improved over the years. So particularly the battery technology, so the increased capacities, the increased speed that you can charge at, but also the technology in the rapid chargers themselves have improved. I mean, when I first got the car, you'd be lucky if you could find a charger that produced 50 kilowatts, for example, for charging. Not a major issue in a car like this, because I think that probably the fastest rate it'll do is something around 65 or 66 kilowatts anyway. But the number of 100, 150, 250, 300 and more kilowatt chargers that are around now is fantastic. Yeah, you generally have to pay a bit extra for faster chargers, but from my perspective, that additional cost is worth the reduction in time that it would take. For me to go from Glasgow to Dundee to Glasgow on a job in the morning, Dundee in the afternoon. If I had to stop for an hour and a half or 2 hours to charge en route, it probably wouldn't be worth doing that trip in that day. If I can get away with a 50-minute charge somewhere just to get me to where I'm going and then the trip home again, absolutely fantastic. Suffice to say that I do have a 7 kilowatt charger at home, so I do have, I guess, the luxury of charging overnight. I'm not on any specific tariff, and what I tend to do is, perhaps on my way home, I'll stop at a rapid charger, take it up to 85% or so, and then top it up overnight. Leaving it powered up overnight in this particular car allows the batteries to balance, and so basically the battery management system, when it gets to 100%, shuts off most of the power, but then actually goes and checks the individual voltage level on each of the small batteries that make up the battery pack. It'll then top them up as required, so that they're all equal, to give you an optimal level of power for when you go back to the car. This is indicated by the charging flap on the front. There's an MG logo there, and it glows, and it's almost like a heartbeat when it's charging. And then once it's completed its charge, it then glows continuously for a period of time. And I mean, that could be a couple of hours overnight, but it doesn't matter. And it's literally drawing 2 watts or something like that. So it's not pulling the full 7 kilowatts in it. So, but what it is doing is just checking that the battery's in the optimum state of health for when you come back to the car. So in summary then, what I would say is this has been an absolutely exceptional car. Certainly compared to many of my previous cars. Maybe not as much fun as some of the classic cars we've either owned or still own. But this car gets the job done. It gets me from A to B and back again on a daily basis. It carries all the tools and equipment I need, and it's different stuff on different days. Don't get me wrong. It's quite a varied load that I put in the car on a regular basis. But this car has actually performed extremely well. Servicing is far cheaper than on my previous cars. Insurance seems to be far cheaper than on my previous cars. Servicing time, gone are the days when I would spend a full day walking aimlessly around a shopping mall or Inverness, for instance, depending on where I was at the time that I needed my car serviced, waiting for a whole day to get your car back. Take your car in for a service, sit down, get yourself a coffee. Before the coffee's cool enough to drink, that's your car ready, sir. Really? Yeah, that'll be £99 this time, or whatever it is. So it's been quite a cultural shift as well. But I have to say, will my next car be an EV? Damn sure. This has been the best experience I've had in cars in a long, long time. I'm on EVs. I know we've got a selection of other cars that I can use and play with, but this, as a daily driver, has got to be the right choice for me. Everybody's different, but I can certainly recommend it. On that point, I really do love and have loved this car since I got it. But it's time for a change. There's lots more new models out there. There's different technologies, but also some of the cars have different capabilities compared to what was available 3 years ago. So, sad as I am, I'm going to part with this in the very near future. And you need to watch this space to see what I decide on next. Will it be the fastest charging? Will it be the fastest acceleration? Will it be a car that's capable of one pedal driving? Well, I guess if these things are important to you, and motoring journalists everywhere seem to think they are, I doubt if many of them actually drive an EV on a daily basis. If these things are important to you, then that's how you should make your decision. If they're less important to you, such as based on the lifestyle that you have, it may be necessary to reconsider your options, because, as I said, there's a lot more different types of car and different models available to people nowadays. So you have that ability to pick and choose. Well, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time on Twin Carbs. Bye for now.